everyone, welcome back. Angela here. How are you guys doing? I hope that you're excited to make a start on this journal. Today I'm going to show you how I've organized these signatures, and so that you can copy me if that's what you want to do. That's absolutely perfect. Got a couple of different things there, and then I've got a really quick little project to share with you which involves a freebie. Yes, it does. And well, I just have to say I'm taking strain here today with the heat. We are dealing with high temperatures. You know, us in the UK, we are geared to keep heat in our houses, not to keep the heat out. So yeah, say no more. Anyway, moving on to happier things. So I do apologize. That was the point. I do apologize if you hear the fan going on behind me, because I've had to close the window. School's out and all the children are in the playground here in the park. So I've had to have some kind of airflow going on. So I do apologize. Right, I have put together two signatures here. Now it was quite simple enough because the pages that I've created, I've made in pairs so that one of each can go into each of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this signature here. This is going to be the front page of the first signature because I just love this page. I've already shown you what I've printed on the back, so if you haven't seen that, then go and have a look at the previous video. The playlist link is in the description box. So it's called the Paws and Claws Journal Project. All right, the link's in there. Okay, so this is going to be the front page. I have taken a tea stain page, all right. I've done the same in both signatures, so I'll run through the second one a lot quicker. I folded over, I think it was 3 inches is what I tend to do. Yeah, 3 1/4 inches over on one side, all right. And then I have just folded, what is that? 3 1/2. So I think it's 3 1/2 and 3 1/2. You can make it anywhere between 3 and 3 1/2. That's absolutely fine. Right, so that's going to go like that. That's where the spine is. Okay, so we're going to have that like that. So that's the second page. Let me move this up a bit so you can see. Then I've got one of the plain pages in here, the one with all the green, the dogs with the aqua background. Then I took one of these plain background pages, just single-sided printed, and I have just folded it lengthwise and widthwise. So I folded it this way in half and this way in half, so that we can have a pocket. That's a half pocket, I'm calling this, all right, and we can put things in there. So that's the next one. Right, so that's going to go there. Then we've got this lovely double cat page. I have put in this page. Then I've added in one of the altered book pages, so I've used the cat one here with the ginger cat, all right. And then I've got this page which enables you to write and put pictures, so that's what that's about. I've put in another tea stain page here, and again I've done exactly the same. I've folded it over a little bit. This one's just 2 inches, and then I've met them up like that. All right, so that's what I've done there. Then we've got this lovely page. I've added in the dog paperback, which is what you've got your ultimate goodies in, so that's going to go in there. Then we've got the double dog page. Double dog page, that sounds funny, doesn't it? And then I've taken a stripe page and I've done the same. All right, so this one is 2 1/2 inches. You don't have to be precise with these measurements. I'm just making a tuck spot, and then I've met it in half there. This will go on the other side because I've got a couple with this on the other one there. So we've got this altered book page here, and then one of the writing pages with the dogs and cats, which are so cute. And then on the other side of that is that blue bones. And then we've got this page here with the stripes in the middle. All right, so that's where we are at the moment. Now I am going to put an extra bit into this journal at this point with the writing. Okay, so I'll get to that. I've put it in there so that I can show you, and then we'll make one together really quickly. All right, so that's pretty much everything then in there. So I'm going to put that to the top and then do the same with this one. I think it's easier when you can see the whole page. Right, so that's the front of the second signature. And then don't look at my stenciling there, because it's just part of a project we're going to do. The exact same thing here, 3.5 inches, between 3 to 3.5, and the same on that side. Okay, so that'll go like that. So I want the folded bit on that side. I'll move that over a bit. Okay, and again, exactly the same, plain page follows. That one's got the bones on the back, and then on this one I've used the aqua. Now if I've got the pink page in here, I've used the alternative one, and with this one I have glued the edges already. So you just want to glue the two sides. That'll go into the spine, and then you've got a pocket on each side. All right, so that'll go like that. Then we've got the double dog page and the kitty page, and I love this cat. And then we've got the altered book page here with the cats, and then we've got the blue version of this. Love is wet noses and wagging tails, isn't it just? Right, and then this is where the second one of these is, and again that's 2.5 inches, and then just meet it up like that. Okay, here's the dog page. Oh, there's dogs and cats, aren't there? And then we've got the kitty bag, too cute, over there. And then I've got the cat double page. That's got the pink, so that's why I put the blue there. And then we've got a striped page here. So again, it's 2.5 inches there, just meet it up. All right, so that's going to go there. And then the altered book page with the dogs. And then I've got this that I'm going to make with you now. All right, so this bit's going to go in here, and I'm going to get to this in a minute. You've seen me do this before, so I'll just do the other one with you. This is using a single page, single printed page here, and this double printed page. All right, so this page is not in this one, it's in the other. So I've done the reverse with the extra set of pages that I asked you to print. Okay, so that's going to go in there like that. All right, and I've folded that bit over when it comes to the end of the edge of the page. All right, so we've got like a tag we'll end up putting in there. I have added a bit of lace there just on the join. You don't have to, it doesn't look ugly or anything, but I quite liked how it looked. Then we've got this writing page in there, and then we've got the kitties, and that's that. Okay, so that's what we've got there for that one. Now just to go back to this and the page we need to make. Right, so this is it. So I've got this page here. I have made a fold 1.5 inches from the left. Okay, just because there's a bit there and I didn't want to chop the dog and the cat's head off. All right, so go and fold over 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches, I think it's 4 centimeters. Yes, I'm getting good at this. Okay, so that's what you want to do. I've just taken a strip of paper, any strip of paper, you're not going to see it, so just a scrappy bit. Mine's about 1 inch, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the glue, any glue. The first one I did, I actually used my glue stick, but I had to go back and use this afterwards, so that's why I'm just going straight in with this. You want to get glue on here. Now you could even use masking tape, you know, because that's already got the gluey bit, and you're not going to see it, it's going to be on the inside. So there you go, whatever suits you. Then I'm going to just get it to the top there. Let me just turn it round so it's easier, and sort of get it halfway across, yeah, more or less, and then just press that like that. And that's made like a little spot for you to put the next bit on. So I've taken this lilac-y page and I want to match that up there. It's so hot, the glue's probably going to dry super quick. Alright, so there we go. And that's what the join looks like, so it's not horrible. You could take a piece of paper there. I just wanted to have some kind of finishing touch, and I thought, should I put the green on or should I put this on? I'm going to go with this. Right, so we are going to just get some fabric glue. Adding this because you get to put really big journal cards in here, or anything else that you might want to keep. So you know, stuff from the vet, or something to do with their, if they're a special breed, or you know, or any cards or anything that you might want to add to a larger pocket. This is a great one for that. All right, so I'm just going to trim that off like that. Okay, now while that's doing its thing, what we're going to do now is go to the other side. I just want to line this up properly because clearly I didn't do a good job of that. And then just straighten that out there. That's better. It was just a fraction, but there we go. And then we're going to do the same with the other piece. All right, so you're just going to get your glue on there. Right, and again, get it about halfway, and the same at the bottom. Go. And now you're going to just take this bit. Now this is lying flat, so just line it up with the bottom of your page first. Make sure it's nice and flat. If you're not sure, then run that bone folder over it again. All right, and then lift up that and glue it to the edge of this side. All right, okay, and then once you've got it glued down, you can then run your finger across there, and that should all lie flat. Okay, so there we go. Now you just want to take your glue, and at the bottom only, make sure it's not the top, just run a bead of glue along the bottom edge just to close this pocket like that, and run your finger across there, and there you have it. Right, I'm going to give it just a second to dry on the bottom there quickly, and then we're going to fold this over. All right, so how did I do it with this one? I need to just check. Right, so what I did was I folded that over 5.5 centimeters, so that's about 2.25 inches from the edge there. Okay, and on this side I've made it shorter. Okay, this side, now yours will be slightly different if it's US letter to mine, so this is about 3 3/4. I would go with this side, guys. Make it 3 3/4 inches, and then what's left there you can move that about. All right, so just an estimate, it's about 9 centimeters, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to start with the other side. Okay, so 3 3/4, more or less. Let's do that. I'm just going to go a little bit more. There we go, like that. And I'm going to run my finger across there. So I've got the cat and the dog like that. This little one's face is there, but that's okay. You know, it's not getting chopped off or anything. Okay, so we've got that there. And then you want to fold this over. Now, I'm hesitant to give you a measurement because we're working with different sizes of paper, but the main thing is that when you put it into your journal, you don't want it to stick over the edge. All right, so that's what I did there. I lined it up with the edge of the page, if you can see that. Okay, so that's why I started with this side. So this one will be on the other side now. So we are going to put that in. Now we want to put it in, where's that page now with the writing there? Okay, so I'm going to lift that up quickly. I'm going to put that in over here like that. Right, and you can see you've got quite a bit here that extends. So I'm just going to use my finger, and it won't be exactly, but it's going to be about there. I'm just going to press it. There we go. All right, so you've got a shorter bit there, and I love the layers, so that's why I've done that. And then you've got a flip out, which we'll put a tag or something in. That's not going to extend beyond the edge of your page, and it doesn't matter. My other one is further along, but I'm happy with that. All right, so that's what we've done there. Okay, so you've got everything in there, and you've got everything in there. Okay, now let me just put the top on this glue. Right, now I wanted to give you something to do as a quick little project. So what I've done is I've put this little freebie together for you. If you are a member of my Facebook group, you can get this in my Facebook group. I'll put it there in the Files tab. Alternatively, you can go to my website shop, angelakerrdesigns.com, and if you go and look in the freebies tab, you will find the freebies in there. All right, so this will be this. I have put it together to fit an A4 page for your printer, or in a US letter size. Okay, so I've sized it. I think with the US letter I've made all the images go that way, just because it's slightly shorter by 3/4 of an inch. So I've just rearranged the pictures, but it's all the same stuff. Okay, so that's what it is. JPEG or PDF, it's in there. Okay, so what did I do? I've just cut those all out. Here they are. I haven't backed them. We don't need to back them. We're going to use them as pockets. So there we go. And I love that one. And then you're going to cut. I did back those onto this paper, which is one of the pages in the kit. And I have cut them out. I have put in eyelets and ribbons. And I love the little sentiments. I've tried to keep these cat and dog neutral. I'm thinking LBGQ. No, there's no, it's not sexist or catist or doggist. It's try to keep it as pet neutral as possible. That's the word. Okay, so I've done that. So this is what I'm going to do with it. So where's that page I did some stenciling on? So it's here. So I did some stenciling here, not the greatest, but it's all fine. You'll see when it comes together. So I've done that with one of my pebble stencils. I've used the Seedless Preserves and the Victorian Velvet there. And this one's got the pinks. Yeah, I think I might swap this around actually. So we're going to do the same for both. So I'm going to just swap mine over. I'm going to do these colors on the pinkier one, and I'm going to do some stenciling on this one and add more of the blues. So I've got speckled egg here, so I'm gonna just do this one with a bit of lace. I think it doesn't really matter, does it? But whatever stencil you have. So I'm just going to go little random spots. You can lift it up and see how you're going. Need it to be a bit darker. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've got some of that. And then I want to take the Seedless Preserve one. Okay. And I think I'm going to just swap this now for my pebble stencil, which looks like this. I like it because it's got different sizes. This is very strong, so I'm really just gonna dab a few here. I'm going to go with some smaller bits, so very lightly. Yeah, and maybe just a little bit over there. All right, that's it. Nothing spectacular. We'll leave that there. Okay, so while we've got that there, that one's drying, I'm going to move this one in. And I want to just take these little pictures. So this one's got some aqua in. I think I'm going to put that one there. And you can choose whichever you like. I quite like, I mean, that's a beautiful cat picture. But I love this dog, so I'm going to put them in there. Right, so that's the two I'm going to choose. Please choose whichever you like. And while I'm waiting for that one to dry, I'm just going to turn that over. And I have already just put some Distress ink, my vintage photo, around the corner of this. I'm going to just put glue on 3 sides. This is a really quick and easy project. And I'm going to get that there. Okay, and we're going to do the same with these cuties. And we're going to get that like that. Okay, so there we go. We've got some stuff going on there. There's no more gluing required today, thank heavens, because it's really hot. Okay, so there we've got 2 pockets on there. And well, now we're going to take these and put them in. So I'm going to take, Love has 4 paws. Isn't that just too cute? Paw prints on her heart. And so much more than a pet. Absolutely. And I just love how that looks. Right, and then over here, hugs and kisses. Or every morning I get hugs and kisses. Unconditional love. And faithful furry friends, because aren't they just? All right, so that's what we've got there. And there's a quick little project. That's the first one we see when we open it up like that. And I just like how that looks. Yeah, we'll end up putting some fabrics and little snippety bits here and there, but that's our first little project. Really, I wanted to do something quick and easy with you today while we organized our signatures. So we're off and we're ready to go and do some other goodies. Now you can add some other bits and pieces, some of your fussy cuts, but at the moment that's all we're going to do for today. Right, everyone, if you've got any questions at all or you're having trouble with the download, let me know via email, guys. But when you email me, please can you make sure that you have marked my email address as not spam. Lots of people email me. I take the time to respond to you all. But I don't think all of you get it because I don't hear from people again. And I think that's because it's ended up in your spam folder. So please go and have a look for all my replies to your emails, which I've done, you know, pretty quickly. They're in your spam folder. It's not me ignoring you. You just need to go and mark my address as not spam. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for that. I will see you very soon. May you have a wonderful weekend. It's set to be really hot here again, so I think the air conditioning will need to come out. And I will see you on Tuesday where we will do another little project for our journal. Have a great one and thank you so much. Bye-bye.